Well, good morning. Just a little bit of lay of the land. Same Vrain Valley School District, 32,000 students, 50-some schools, pretty typical in terms of diversity. We have some of the most affluent neighborhoods in Colorado and some of the poorest neighborhoods in Colorado as well. I want to start off by showing you this slide of this young, wild, and crazy teenager when he was a sophomore in high school. Now, Jack was faced with a problem. His problem is one of his relatives, I believe it was his uncle, developed pancreatic cancer. And this cancer was deadly, and it devastated Jack. And he wanted to do something about it. So he started scouring the internet and looking for what are the cures? How could my uncle been saved from this by a screening test? And what he found out was all of the tests for pancreatic cancers were very expensive. They weren't very good. They weren't a good predictor. He also found out by scouring the internet, informational technology, that if pancreatic cancer detected early, it has about a 98, 99%, it's curable, in other words. So Jack went on a mission, and he wanted to find a test that was low cost, highly accurate for pancreatic cancer. And through a series of events, Jack actually did that. He won an award from the Smithsonian Institute on youth ingenuity. His invention for testing pancreatic cancer is patented. It's an amazing story. Google it, and you can see his TED Talk on this. One of his breakthroughs came in his biology class. But look at this quote, and this is from his TED Talk. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt when I think about how many Jacks do we have, and I think about how many classrooms that we have that are still in the textbook lecture island mode. And I think, wow, how are we keeping kids from becoming the next Jack and Drake of the world? So as we started to look in our school system about changing the paradigm shift, it was very important for us to change our mindset, start to change the language of this. And it wasn't just about bright, shiny devices, because people have become enamored with this device or this device, and I want this, and boy, without any forethought about it. But what can instructional technology and digital curriculum do? We wanted to have teachers to have tools, and students, tools to investigate, to collaborate, to be able to produce, model, and explore concepts and content in authentic contexts. But more important than that, we want to give students that are thinkers, problem solvers. We want students that can apply what they learn in different situations too. So we talk about, can they do it? That's the content piece. That's the standards alignment piece. That's what the curriculum director thinks is very important. But more important is, can they apply it? Can they do it? Can they apply it? So we start to talk about that. We knew we were going to have a paradigm shift in our district. I started to think about how can we get people off of the lecture and traditional textbook island onto the digital curriculum island. And we want the digital curriculum island to be that place where kids are engaged. You have to have a compelling vision. You have to convince people that it's in their best interest to go to a digital curriculum, digital platforms, and devices. The curriculum should drive your choice of technology, not the other way around. And that's something we really concentrated on as we had this journey. We found, as much as we tried to find one device that would fit all of our needs for learning, we couldn't do it. We needed several devices to do it. So that was a piece that I thought was, in my mind, was a breakthrough as we had this journey. We want to have world-class curriculum, world-class instruction that amplifies by these devices. That's very important for us. We see technology as an amplifying force that allows us to get to those skill sets of collaboration, of engagement, of problem solving. I'll close with this example real quick. This is Abby Sutherland. Maybe you've heard of Abby. Abby's the 16-year-old teenager that tried to circumnavigate the world in a sailboat by herself. One of our units talks about being bold and being fearless. That's the theme of it. One of our teachers took the story of Abby Sutherland, had the students read an online article about it, had the students read an editorial about it, and a TV show about it. And I've got all the standards, the language arts standards referenced here, and I won't go into those. And started doing blog posts about this. And talk about an engaging event. And we only could do this through digital curriculum. And what is really fascinating about this is her publicist picked up on this and contacted our kids. And so our kids in this classroom started having FaceTime conversations with Abby's publicist. That's an example of that real, authentic learning that can be done through digital curriculum. Two things I want to leave you with. It's not about shifting to digital curriculum, it's about how fast are we going to go. And I encourage you as you go through this, we got pushback, we listen to it, we make adjustments where we can, and we keep moving on. We're not stopping this. Thanks, everyone.